Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Audric Cashmere with the Moonhaven Falls Crystal Network. Following the return of Gary and the children last week, and the subsequent egg on their face suffered by the Law clan of the Long Claw, the majority of the clan has chosen to pack up and leave for different pastures. It seems, however, a smaller splinter group, perhaps as much as 10% of the original group, has instead decided to double down and to set up a pair of camps where the bridges end on the far side of the river from our town. We go now to Morwen with more information on the spot. Morwen? Good morning, Moonhaven Falls. I am Morwen Brightseen, reporting live from the West Bridge railing, and let me tell you, I am holding on tight, because the air up here is thick with frost, and even thicker with legal nonsense. If you tried to leave the island today to run an errand to the mainland, you've likely encountered the new architectural addition to our skyline. Following the rather messy liberation of Gary, a name which seems to be a magical trigger for lawyers, the newly renamed Lawful Initiative to Investigate Gary's Alleged Treacherous Evasions, or as they prefer to call themselves, the L.I.T.I.G.A.T.E branch of the Law clan of the Long Claw, has been busy. And they haven't used swords, and they haven't used catapults. No, they have used lumber and fine print. Just 1 inch past the edge of the bridge's stonework on the mainland side, these L.I.T.I.G.A.T.E have constructed elaborate arched wooden gates, which they are calling the Portals of Precedent. The rest of the people trying to go through them have been calling them the Headache Arches. Now here's the legal trap, folks. The Law clan that remain have made an addition, and are so far successfully arguing that, while the bridge itself is public thoroughfare, the vertical space, that is the air directly above the mainland soil, belongs to whomever improves it first. By building these arches, they claim they have improved the air, and here is the kicker. To walk off the bridge, you have to pass through the arch. And according to the 6,000 lines of microscopic print carved into the wood, passing through that arch constitutes an implied contract of consent. I managed to snag a quick word with Judge Sarasha, who was sitting under a silk umbrella polishing his claws, and he told me, and I quote, "This one does not block the road is right there. You may walk around the arch if you wish to remain uncontracted, but the mud today seems very deep, and the river looks quite bitey. Probably better just to sign the deposition and admit you know where the asset Gary is hidden, yes?" It is a bizarre sight, folks. I'm looking through a pair of magical binoculars right now, and we are seeing a staggering 400% increase in what guards are calling accidental bridge falls. Just a moment ago, a local blacksmith, a man who weighs roughly the same as a small mountain, tossed his anvil into a rowboat and leapt 30 feet off the bridge railing into the freezing Dragon Blood River and started paddling for the reeds like his life depended on it. Why? Because a L.I.T.I.G.A.T.E in silk robes was standing at the edge of the bridge with a request for admission form. The L.I.T.I.G.A.T.E clan was screaming legal citations at him through a megaphone the whole way down, but as long as that blacksmith is in the water, he is technically maritime property and completely out of their jurisdiction. It appears to be a splash and dash commute, Moonhaven, and I very much hope you brought your woolly swimsuits because the line for rowboats is getting rather long. But the situation turns from comical to concerning when we look to our own staff. We sent young Timmy across the bridge earlier today to deliver a ham and cheese sandwich to the mainland guards, and he never made it back. I can see him now through the lens. He appears to be sitting in a very small, very uncomfortable-looking stool on the mainland side. Timmy, can you hear me through the echo link?
Hi everyone, Timmy here. I tried to walk back, I really did, but Judge Rasha says that because I stepped on a legal daisy on the mainland side, I've technically established a permanent residency on the Lawlands camp. He said if I want to go back home, I have to provide a certificate of non-existence for Gary. But I don't even know where Gary keeps his existence papers, let alone the other ones. Also, they've started charging me oxygen rent for the air inside their tent. If someone could send more sandwiches, or maybe a lawyer who specializes in floral trespassing, that would be great.
Well, stay strong, Timmy. We'll send a care package to you via catapult. But this brings us to the heart of the Gary identity crisis. You see, the town council decided to insist that Gary is a local icon and a resident of Moonhaven Falls when the kidnapping came to light. And now it seems that this Litigate branch has decided to hold the entire town in contempt. With Timmy indisposed for a bit, Barnaby has come up to have a quick word with the man himself. So we are switching over to Barnaby, over at the Whispering Caves. Barnaby?
Good morning, Moonhaven Falls. This is Barnaby Buttercup, and unfortunately I don't have much to report, I'm afraid. You see, I have a terrible fear of enclosed spaces, and so have stood outside the mouth of the Whispering Caverns for the last hour, shouting questions for Gary. However, the caves are quite tricky. Every time I ask something like, "Gary, do you reside within the legal boundaries of Moonhaven Falls?" the cave just whispered back my own grocery list from 3 weeks ago. It's quite eerie, very personal, and completely unhelpful for the morning news. How does Gary even know I was low on goat cheese? Is it Gary himself replying at all? I'm afraid I simply don't know.
All right, well, here's the million gold question. Is the Law Clan's blockade based on a complete lie? If Gary is not a resident, then the town's claim on him is a legal fiction, and if the town's claim is a fiction, the L.I.T.I.G.A.T.E have no grounds for their writ of contraband attachment, and we are now at a jurisdictional stalemate, my friends. The town is claiming a man who possibly doesn't live here to protect him from a clan that wants to repossess a man that they never legally owned, while poor Timmy pays rent for the very air he is breathing. The town council has refused to comment, though I did see the mayor sweating profusely while shredding what appeared to be a residency affidavit. Meanwhile, the Litigate branch is currently expanding their lintel of law to include a second arch, this one apparently requiring a toe tax for anyone wearing open-toed sandals. My advice? Stay on the island, or if you absolutely must leave, learn to dive. The water is cold, especially in the middle of the winter here, and the paperwork on the river is significantly lighter. We will be here all day, keeping an eye on the bridge, and waiting to see if Gary's Cave has anything to say about my missing socks from several decades ago. For the Crystal Network, I am Morwen Brightseen, wishing you a dry commute and a very short deposition.
Greetings, Seekers of Destiny, and welcome once more to the arcane whispers of Alara, Meadowlight. 2 more weeks have floated by since the shimmering fey dragonflies danced around the glowing Moonhaven Falls, their ethereal presence weaving wonder into the very air. 20 weeks now stand between us and the Phoenix's fiery ascension, a journey marked by profound and escalating magic. Today, however, the very waters of the Moonhaven River itself offer a clear and vibrant new omen. For downriver, in the gentle eddies where the current softens before its journey to the Great Lake, a truly remarkable sight has been witnessed. A precise formation of 8 brilliant ember koi swimming in an elegant formation, their scales like living flame, led by a single profound black koi whose dark form seems to absorb the very light around it. Koi are an ancient symbol of fortune, perseverance, and strength, and their appearance here in such a specific pattern at this time speaks volumes. The vibrant red signifies courage and abundant fortune, while the singular black koi represents overcoming obstacles, a deep resilience, and the singular path that leads to the ultimate transformation. Their presence in our river is a clear sign that destiny now offers tangible opportunities for both prosperity and as a test of your fortitude. A special note on the koi sighting. The appearance of the 8 red and 1 black koi is an omen of imminent fortune and the fruits of perseverance, as well as the necessary confrontation of challenges to achieve that true prosperity. Where the Fae hinted at overt magic, these koi speak more of a grounded, yet still potent flow of destiny concerning wealth, success, and the resilience needed to attain it. For all, this signifies a period where tangible rewards are within reach, but often through navigating a singular but significant hurdle. Embrace the flow, but be prepared to push against the current when necessary. For those born under the sign of the Whispering Willow, that is, mid-spring to early summer, the koi's vibrant colors promise a rich harvest from your growth, guided by courageous perseverance. The active magic of the falls and the Fae's influence are now manifesting as tangible opportunities for prosperity and well-being in your life. The 8 red koi signify a period of abundant fortune and courage, while the black koi points to a single significant challenge that, once overcome, will solidify those gains. This is a time to embrace hard work and resilience, knowing that your personal growth is now directly tied to a material and spiritual abundance. The murmuring of the Moonhaven Falls now sounds like a steady current of good fortune, advising you to pursue your goals with both passion and tenacity. A coin found in an unexpected place, or a dream of a bountiful harvest, could well be a token of this unfolding prosperity to come. For those of you born under the sign of the Soaring Griffin, that is, late summer to early autumn, the koi offers a vision of strategic achievement, requiring you to lead with both ambition and resilience. For you, the koi are a powerful omen for your ambitions and leadership. The 8 red koi are signifying a period where your bold ventures will find significant success, leading to tangible rewards and a heightened influence. However, the singular black koi highlights a crucial obstacle or a formidable opponent that must be overcome through a deep, strategic insight and an unwavering determination. Your leadership will be defined by how well you navigate this challenge. The distant roar of the falls now echoes with the sound of a triumphant journey, advising you to face adversity head-on, for it leads to a greater glory overall. A polished riverstone resembling an eye, or a map with a single crucial cross marked upon it, may well guide your path to victory. For those of you born under the sign of the Deepening Mire, that is, mid-autumn to early winter, the koi's presence reveals a deep wisdom in balancing fortune and the challenges that forge true understanding. The active magic of the falls and the Fae's subtle insights have prepared you for this moment. The 8 red koi symbolize a period of profound enlightenment and the discovery of truths that will bring a sense of inner richness. Yet, the black koi represents a singular, profound challenge to your understanding, perhaps a dark truth or even a difficult lesson that must be embraced to complete your wisdom. This is a time to balance the pursuit of knowledge with the acceptance of life's inherent difficulties, recognizing that true wisdom comes from both joy and struggle. The slow, persistent trickle of the falls now pulses with the rhythm of ebb and flow, reminding you that all aspects of truth lead to a greater clarity. A well-worn philosophical text, or a piece of dark, resilient wood that has survived many storms, could be a symbol of your profound journey. For those of you born under the sign of the Frozen Hearth, that is, late winter to early spring, the koi's vibrant colors signify your enduring strength, bringing a rich flow of fortune to your renewed spirit. Your magnificent rebirth is now infused with the fall's living magic and is affirmed and blessed by the koi. The 8 red koi indicate a period of vibrant fortune, bringing unexpected blessings and material well-being to your renewed spirit. The singular black koi signifies that your enduring resilience will be called upon to overcome a specific, perhaps even final, test, which will solidify your transformation and prove your unyielding strength. This is a time to fully embrace your prosperity, knowing that it is hard-earned, and to stand as a testament to the power of perseverance. The steady flow of the falls, even in its winter embrace, now shimmers with a promise of endless bounty, speaking of a spirit that is both bountiful yet unyielding. A charm of intertwined red and black threads, or a smooth, lucky stone found on a riverbed, could well be a tangible sign of your robust fortune to come. Please remember that these are but whispers from the cosmic currents, glimpses of what may be. The choices that you make, the actions that you take, these are the true shapers of your destiny. And may the light of the moon guide your path, and may your journey be filled with discovery and fortune, especially as the wisdom of the koi flows into the Moonhaven Falls. This has been Alara Meadowlight with your Omen Outcast.
Good afternoon to you, my sovereigns and senators. Greetings to the monks and the barbarians. A jaunty salute to the street sweepers, the roadside vendors, and the citizens from all walks of life here in the Lost Realms. Welcome back to Crossroads Chronicles, where we unearth the most peculiar and surprisingly lucrative enterprises across the Lost Realms. Tonight we're venturing into a business that is both aesthetically intriguing and gastronomically adventurous. Forget your standard livestock. We're about to delve into the fascinating world of Flail snail husbandry, a delicate and surprisingly profitable endeavor run by a collective of resourceful kobolds. So let's follow the shimmering trails to their unusual farm. I have arrived at what appears to be a network of meticulously maintained tunnels. The walls are glistening with vibrant and multicolored trails, and the air is thick with the earthy scent of damp stone, and something vaguely iridescent. Carefully tending to a collection of large spiraled shells are our interviewees, a bustling warren of kobolds. Greetings, esteemed proprietors. I understand you are the masterminds behind this unique agricultural venture?
Yip! Skitterscale, chief overseer of the Glimmering Trails. These are our happy wigglers. They make pretty and tasty. Yes, very shiny, very yummy for big folk with pointy ears and fancy hats.
Happy wigglers indeed. Flail snails are certainly an unusual choice for farming. What inspired this rather specific niche?
Oh, kobolds like shiny. Flail snails leave shiny trails. Very shiny. We tried to eat once, but too tough. But trails, perfect for making pretty glasses. And big folk play lots more squishy insides. Yes, like rainbow rivers on walls. Rich folk go ooh and ah and give many shiny coins.
So you're essentially cultivating flail snails for two very distinct markets, the exquisite colored glass trails they secrete, and their edible innards for the discerning palate?
Yip! Smart kobold think of everything. No part of wiggler goes to waste. Trails for fancy windows and art things, and inside for fancy food for fancy mouths. Yes, must make kobolds very rich enough for maybe bigger, shinier hoard.
The glass trails are truly remarkable. They possess a very vibrant and consistent coloration. How do you manage to influence the colors they produce?
Oh, it's secret kobold magic. We feed them special rocks, shiny rocks with different colors inside, like amethyst make purple, and emerald make green, and ruby make very, very shiny red. Take time, take care, but many, many worth shinies. Oh, yes, and special mosses too, yes. Sometimes little bits of leftover paint from when big folk drop them make very swirly colors, very fancy.
So a carefully curated diet of minerals and discarded paint contribute to the flawless coloration? I mean, that's quite ingenious. What about the delicacy aspect? How did that come about?
Ooh, big folk strange taste. They see fat juicy snail and think, delicacy, we should try again. Still too tough for kobold teeth, but big folk pay much gold for slimy goo inside. They say is exotic. Yes, make skittertail wiggle funny when smelly cooking, but gold is gold.
Indeed. Gold is gold. How do you ensure a sustainable population of flail snails for both your glass production and the culinary demands?
Oh, kobolds are good farmers. We make special warm caves for baby wigglers. We feed them not shiny rocks first, just leaves and bits of mushroom. Keep them safe from hungry things. We only, harvest some of big wigglers. Need more for shiny trails and more goo. Yes, we sing lullabies. Make them grow big and happy and leave extra shiny trails.
Lullabies for flail snails. Well, that's a Charming image. Have you faced any challenges or skepticism from the other races regarding your unusual business?
Some big folk laugh, say kobold too dumb for fancy business, but they stop laughing when they see shiny glass in rich elf window. Oh, yes, they do. They stop laughing when they taste the special snail soup at fancy human parties. But then they come ask kobolds for more, and they pay.
Yes. Sometimes goblins try to steal wigglers, but Flail snails is hit hard. The goblins all run away crying.
Sounds like your flail snails are a rather effective security measure as well. What are your future aspirations for Glimmering Trails and your edible exports?
Oh, Skitterscale dream big. Maybe flail snail glass windows in royal castles. Maybe kobold cuisine become famous, right? Rich folk fight over last bowl of a snail surprise. More gold for kobolds. Maybe even own shiny mountain.
Oh, yes, and maybe little hats for all wigglers. Yes, make them even fancier.
Okay. Ambitious goals indeed. And it's remarkable to see such ingenuity and entrepreneurial spirit in the kobold community. Skitterscale, Flickertail, thank you so much for sharing the fascinating world of flail snail farming with us here on Crossroads Chronicles.
Yep, yes. Thank you for liking wigglers. Come back soon. Bring shiny rocks for inspiration, yes.
And maybe try Snail Surprise. He's surprisingly squishy.
That was Skitterscale and Flickertail, the resourceful kobold farmers, who are proving that even the humblest of creatures can cultivate the most extraordinary of commodities. This has been Audric Cashmere with Crossroads Chronicles. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It seems that Gary was not on hand this morning to answer Barnaby's questions because he was in fact here in town, having somehow bypassed the Litigate branch. It seems that the chaotic gnome invasion of the Moonhaven Falls guard barracks has finally concluded, but not before one final perplexing turn. The entire mobile gnome army was suddenly immobilized thanks to the timely arrival of Gary. Gary arrived at the barracks just as the collective of garden gnomes successfully breached the lock glass case containing the wizarding gnome. Eyewitness accounts report that Gary quickly cast an unknown spell, instantly freezing all of the gnomes in place, ending the extraordinary standoff.
Gary's intervention was decisive,
stated a rather weary-looking Captain Alara Vancroft.
He utilized methods well outside standard guard procedure, but the annoyance was neutralized. The barracks are now clear, and the recovered gnomes are once again inanimate.
In the chaotic aftermath, a new mystery has arisen. It seems the wizarding gnome is once again gone. It has been confirmed that the gnome is no longer present after Gary's spell took effect. The guard is exploring one of three possibilities. The first is, of course, escape. Did the apparently magical figure somehow evade or counter Gary's spell in the final moments, using the commotion to make a clean break? The second is possibly vanishment. Did Gary's spell, intended to stop the movement, inadvertently cause the wizarding gnome to vanish altogether? And the final is, of course, retrieval. While Gary denies owning the wizarding gnome, it can't be denied that it vanished either just before or just after he cast his spell. Is it his? Did the original owner use the cover of Gary's spell as camouflage for its retrieval? Or is something else altogether happening? It appears that Gary is currently cooperating with the Moonhaven Falls Guard to provide clarity on the nature of the spell and the whereabouts of the wizarding gnome. While the gnome army is safely deanimated once more and again ready for resident pickup, the Guard is now seeking new information on the identity or whereabouts of the original owner of the wizarding gnome, who may have insight as to its apparent ability to interact with magical forces. Captain Vancroft is apparently relieved the siege is over.
For the last 2 weeks, the garden gnomes have been an increasing nuisance, and I, for one, am thankful that they are back to being simple garden ornaments, which is exactly where they belong. Now we just need to find the person or persons who caused this trouble to begin with. We are currently offering a reward of 10 gold pieces to anyone who has any information regarding the identity of the owner of the wizarding gnome. To claim it, please contact the guard barracks. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes our episode for this week. We release new episodes every Tuesday morning at 5 a.m. Eastern, and I hope you find this podcast enchanting, riveting, and perhaps even a bit droll. If you did, I would appreciate it if you could please take a moment to rate this podcast, maybe share it with a friend or a community, as well as stopping by our Facebook or Patreon page to let me know what your favorite segment is. I very much appreciate it. If you haven't already, do please subscribe to the channel or follow the podcast. It's a simple, easy action. It lets the algorithm know that you listen to and want to continue hearing these stories. For anyone who wishes to directly invest in the future of our work, please explore our community and Patreon. I do personally write, edit, and produce all of the content for the show, and if you want to buy me a cup of coffee a month as encouragement to continue doing so, believe me, I gratefully accept. Thank you to all of our supporters, especially the increasing number who have now reached out to tell me your favorite segments. My family and I genuinely appreciate all of you showing your support by tuning in every week, and we would like to thank you for continuing to do so. And I do look forward to seeing you in the comments, and hope that you tune in again next week.